About rheumatism with Barnai Roberto. Let's talk a little about an arthritis. Osteoarthritis, rheumatism, rheumatoid arthritis and their mechanics. Cartilage acts as an interface in the system of movement of our body, connects muscles with bones and allows us to perform movements. It is mesodermal tissue managed by the core. That meaning that in this tissue also occur changes as a result of lower self-esteem. If someone feels the drop in self-esteem associated with the mobility movement or walking, for example, I can not enough to move, walk respectively to move. Then in the active period of this conflict begins with the disappearance of cartilage. Atrophy is kind of preparatory process since, after the end of the conflict, the loss is supplemented and cartilage is permanently thickened. The underlying biological process is the assumption that the formation of larger amounts of tissue will improve its functionality. Of course, it doesn't good to regularly fall into these conflicts, because then happens that tissue disappears during active period, and in the period of recovery from the disease thickens. The process is repeated. If someone allows it repeatedly, it can cause significant serious distortions of the joints. The consequence of this will be further pain and jamming of nerve. There will be more difficult to get out from decreased self-esteem, because there will be more problems with mobility. So the loss of the cartilage is associated with decreased self-esteem, often resulting from problems with mobility. As the cartilage are arranged differently in our bodies, so they have different functions and tasks. If, for example, in someone's joints of hand or fingers occurs rheumatism or arthritis, that in each case it is the result of decreased self-esteem in connection with the ability or capabilities of the hand. I have no skills in hand, I cannot draw. If, say, I am a musician and I lost form, I make a lot of mistakes. Start me point out that the orchestra could not play because of me. Concomitant with this fall in self-esteem revealed to me in the arm joints, atrophy of the cervical vertebral joints, which causes decline in self-esteem when I'm not quite adamant. I cannot adequately present myself, fight for yourself, defend yourself, or to prove that I'm right call. Decline in self-esteem because of feelings of injustice. If illness changes occur in the shoulder joint, these are conflicts caused by a decrease in self-esteem due to commitments made. With this type of tissues is important if changes occur to the left or right side of the body. A right-handed person change occurring on the right side of the body always indicates a conflict with a partner or human of the same age. If a right-handed person change occurs on the left side of the body, it doesn't matter which joints it concerns. It is important that that change occur in the left side of the body. It is a drop in self-esteem due to movement. This arises as a result of the conflict between mother and child, ancestor and descendant, guardian and pupil. So there is a kind of decline in self-esteem resulting from the relationship between ancestor and descendant, beautifully crystallized in the new medicine and is completely proven that relationships have unimaginable importance, and how they reflect on the man. The nature of the problem can be determined by knowing whether the person is left or right-handed and in which side of his body change occurs. We are not forced to look in the dark due to the decrease loss of self-esteem. In the period of recovery from the disease, atrophy cuts back, which is associated with inflammation, pain and swelling. When discussing the inflammation of the joints, I would like to draw the attention of viewers that you cannot create other problems because of it. I have found for myself, as I think most of us, how much even the smallest arthritis hinders our life. For me, exactly right elbow was affected by arthritis, and besides it was very uncomfortable, and from my side I did not use any treatments excluding cooling poultices and careful use of the joints. I realized how inflammation, even one joint, can prevent man in the normal functioning. I could not wash their teeth, dress, drive a car, change gears. I had to learn how to eat and wipe my left hand. Without a doubt, this is the cause or reason to this we have suffered in connection with the further decline in self-esteem. Therefore, I would like to draw attention affected by similar changes on that. They should not feel the decline in self-esteem because of arthritis, because it may turn into a so-called rheumatoid arthritis, when not only in one joint but in many joints occur illness changes, and that mostly can hinder and disrupt a person's life. If we improve our self-esteem, cartilage regenerate without damage. If the problem repeated many times, cartilage have thickened. Let's say I can't flex more hand only here, that this can be dealt with only in one way. You need to gradually start using the hand. You cannot stop using the hand saying that the hand is crippled, because then the hand never regenerates and will not return to its functionality. If I cannot properly bend the joint because, let's say, there is a growth on it and it disturbs, gradually increasing the range of motion, you can restore the joints again their functions, and our brains gradually reduce persistent swelling. There and after some time we will be able in the normal way to use them. I could give many examples of it, not just the usual arthritis of hand, but a much more serious disease, bacteru. This disease is nothing like woodiness of spine. When human, by lasting several years of regular conflicts between the partner's parent and child, the guardian and the pupil, there is a general decline in self-esteem which manifests itself along the whole spine. A man devalues the whole self. He feels that he is no longer good at anything, useless. The decline in self-esteem repeatedly repeats, causing thickening of the cartilage, joints and bones, the consequence of which is the inability to bend the spine. I know a man who was scared by telling him that for half a year he will have to use wheelchair forever. But that person did not give a plunge in the decline in self-esteem, just took a deep breath, and from that day he started to walk to the swimming pool. Walking began to ride a bike, he began to train. And it turned out that his child, as we are close friends, told me that his father is in better physical condition than himself, while long since he should use a wheelchair. So do not panic or to grieve because of arthritis, because you can alleviate its symptoms. Of course, there should be used mildest and most convenient ways to relieve the symptoms. Pain caused by arthritis, cooling soothes very well. If the arthritis is in a place where not much can help, then cooling off it is necessary to save the joint. It is not true, the old claim that if your joint pains are, practice it, use. I'm sorry, but the pain is also grounded in biology. It says that because of the pain you should limit the activity not to even more strain through the extra effort. Thus, due to pain, activity is reduced, and in biology, in nature, not only in man but in all the animal world, Mother Nature achieves through this pain that you sit on your ass, don't run, don't jump, do not raise weights, do not exercise, because now your joints regenerate. Just one wrong move and you may receive a deformity. Joint fall out of his place. So everything that is bad can bypass us if we will save our aching joints, because if not it will hurt us more and more. Mother Nature, this primitive instrument, forces us to save the joint and wait for the completion of the treatment, possible without any further declines in self-esteem.